Cristiano Ronaldo, yes! Yes! David Beckham has done it big time.
Welcome to Heto and Seva Uncharted. Seva, welcome.
Cheers, Heto.
Yeah, it was a good party with the boys.
Yeah, it was good. They flowed really good.
Yeah. All right, welcome back to Part B. Mark and Logan Geyer.
Boys,
Matthew Hetrick.
great to be here again.
Hopefully you enjoyed the first part.
Yeah, you boys are good. Like to see you've done your research, and
Dan was
especially
good.
Dan.
I really liked Dan. Yeah.
Dan was. I think he might be the newcomer of 2021 to
I
the
think
podcast.
so as well.
All the research he's done,
Yeah.
and the notes and shit that you put. That's great.
Most people do like Dan.
So do I.
I'm not saying we don't like you,
Yeah.
but you're just second.
It's like that everywhere too. It's what Mum and Dad say.
I think the gloves are off, eh?
Part B, gloves off.
Gloves are off. We can see a few of your notes there, and they're ready to roll.
I know. Just don't be scared.
No,
right?
don't let fear hold you back.
You never.
I'm not going
As
to
Phil
let fear.
Gould once said to me, don't let fear hold you back.
So we're going to start with story time with MG. So we did story time with Flea last week, and he got out some good stories. So what we want to start with is, obviously you were involved in the first winning grand final for Penrith, but what we want to take it back is to 1990 and what the difference was. Did you have to lose one to win one, or?
I think it was just a coincidence that we did that.
Yeah.
We were a good team in 1990 under Phil Gould, but when it counted most, we weren't. We went down to for the grand final breakfast. We stayed at I think it was a Regent in the city or something like that. And most Penrith boys had never been in the city, let alone stayed overnight in there. So we went down, I think it was a Wednesday night, the grand final breakfast was on the Thursday. And Gus said to us, okay, boys, go to your rooms, have a couple of beers if you want. Just don't make it a big night. We've got a big day tomorrow. We went, oh, yeah, let's go, baby. So about 10 of us went to someone's room, ordered all the menu, $1,000 bottle of champagne, the Dom Perignon.
Oh yeah.
Ordered, all these trays of prawns and oysters and more dancing and singing. It was mad. I rang Megan, collect call to England on the phone in someone else's room. So the bill would have been good the next day. No, I think I had to pay for it, about $30 or something. But about 3 o'clock in the morning, we didn't realise it was that time, but there was on the front door. And Paul Smith, our winger, went over to the little manhole, and I said, who is it? And he goes, it's fucking Gus. I went, hide, everyone hide. So blokes were jumping over lounges and hiding under, pillows on the lounge and hiding behind couches and
Closets and
but big time closets. And Smitty let him in, and I'm hiding behind this curtain under a lamp. He said, MG, I can see you flip. And he looked around the room, he goes, boys, you just lost the grand final to us. And we used to drink every Thursday night, get on it at the club and dollar drink nights. Yeah. Then go out on Sunday and snap. Yeah. But he was right. We didn't pay the grand final enough respect. The lead up to 1990, because we made the grand final, was like processions down the main street. We're getting the keys of the city were presented to us. We hadn't done anything yet. We just made the grand final, and we're getting shirts made up. Me and Cardi got the Terror Twins made up on t-shirts. Yeah. Everyone was making a buck. The town just lit up. But yeah, we didn't win the comp, and it was I used to see blokes sitting on the ground after a game crying. I said that would never be me. If I was the grand final, I'd just get up and man up. Yeah. But you can't help it. I started the ball. I just couldn't hold my tees back. What am I doing?
You put all that effort in throughout the year.
Well, you realise this is the last game of the year. You've got another 5 months to wait and redeem yourself. Yeah. And you're only as good as your last game, and we lost. Right. So luckily, 4 of us went on the Kangaroo Tour.
Healed it.
I was told before the game was out of me and Gary Coyne, the back rower for the Raiders, for the last spot, 28th spot on the Kangaroo Tour. Yeah. And when they won, I thought, okay, well, he's got it.
Surely.
So at the club that night, over the big PA, Don Feltus, the general manager, said, just can I have everyone's paying attention, please? I've got some good news about the guys who made the Kangaroo Tour. And they said it's Greg Alexander, John Cartwright, Brad Fittler, and Mark Geyer. So we just partied hard.
Yeah.
So two days later, we're down getting fitted for our suits, and and they're on a plane over to England. So that kind of took the sorrow away from losing the comp.
Took the sting out of it.
And we got over there. We saw blokes like who, we feared Blocker Roach and Ciro and Glenn Lazarus and these other guys. But when you see them on a kangaroo tour, and they miss their family like you do, they stay in their room, they don't go out. Bob Lindner and Gary Belch just wrote books and like do tour diaries and send them back, and all their money. We get paid about 150 quid a week. Yeah. They'd be gone in a day, for me and Cardi and Brandy and the Penrith boys. But most people would send that home to their families.
Yeah, okay.
So we come back with a bit more confidence, us four. We changed our jerseys, went from the old chocolate soldiers to the licorice all sorts.
Yep.
We looked slick, looked really good. And I knew from our first trial that it was a different team. And we only lost 4 games that whole year.
So was it a different pre-season? Did Gus change anything?
Yeah, we're fit. Oh, we didn't start training until January because we didn't get back till a week before Christmas. So us 4 didn't have to go back to pre-season training till January. Wow. So we went back and we were flying. Yeah. Us 4. We played our first trial game in a pre-season comp up at Port Macquarie, and against South we just flogged them. Yeah. And Freddie, me, Brandy and Cardi were all probably the best on the field without being egotistical. Because we just come.
Did you know then you were onto something?
I knew. Yeah, we lost 4 games that year. Made the prelim, won that. Had 2 weeks off. Made the grand final. Yeah. And then we won that, which was the best feeling besides having kids I've ever had, and being married.
Yeah. Thanks.
Hey, babe. Number 1's marriage.
Good. So what was that season like for you? At any point through it, did you just go, yeah, we're on here? And
well, professionally, that's my best ever year because I made Origin again, and I told you in the last podcast about that, how that happened, the green light, and played for the Kangaroos that year against the Kiwis. It was just a good year. We won the comp that year, so. But all year we felt like we were another level than other people were. Like we'd play against the Raiders through the comp. We'd play against the Broncos, the other strong teams, Manly.
Is that because when you went away and you saw these players, you realised they're just like us?
Yeah. They broke down a lot of walls.
You would have seen their day-to-day routine and stuff and think, well, they're missing their families like I am. Yeah. What's the stigma about them? You're basically on the same level as them.
Yes. And it just broke down walls.
Broke down walls,
And let's not forget either, back then when in 91, there wasn't every game televised.
Yeah, right.
So you'd hear about this kid from Canberra called Brad Clyde. You'd never see him. Yeah. You go, and there was kind of, I'd say probably the same about me, this kid from Penrith, but they never see me play. They just hear it was kind of like the legend.
Like a myth about
mythical thing before you even play. But now you see kids, you've seen under 20s on TV. You've seen
pegged out early.
Everything's been shown before you. So, but I loved playing the 91 season. It was just so different. And then we won the comp and we come back to Penrith Park and the Leagues Club, and we had to go around the back way because we heard that there was people. We were still at the Sydney Football Stadium with Bobby Hawke having a few beers in the dressing room. We heard that people were, as far as Strathfield, lining the streets.
Really?
So we got back on Parramatta Road and the car that started. It took us about 3 hours to get home.
Wow.
Once we got back to the club about 11 o'clock that night, it was like the Beatles had come. There was people everywhere. About 60,000 people, they reckon, were there at the Leagues Club when we got back.
Logs, does he still play the grand final every so often? Do you come out with the grand final?
No, when I'm on the piss, I just put close. I said, who pushed that?
Especially in footy off season, they play like the classic games, and you'll know when there's one on of him. He'll send a group out in the punters club chat. Boys turn it over to blah blah blah.
He's a wanker. Who does I do that?
No, you do. I got it the other day.
You flips. Okay, once maybe.
So during that game, you get Simbid.
Yes, that was. And you know what? I went off, but I think anyone would have, because I could feel the grand final being taken away from us again. Yeah. And we scored a legitimate try just after half time, but he said that Paul Clark knocked the ball clear, but he didn't. So Paul Smith was denied a try, and I went off at the touchdown. I said, "You're a fucking cheat, mate. Like, really, it's cheatery." And obviously you can't say that to an official. And I apologised there and then, and then Bill Harrigan, the ref, went like that. I went, "I'm getting sent off in the grand final. How bad?" He goes, "And 2 hands, 10 minutes." I went, So I'm walking up the race, and I've heard these footsteps behind me. And it was one or two people. It was going to be either our trainer or Phil Gould. And I looked around, it was Gus.
Oh, he got sent too.
Oh, no, he's come to chat to me.
Wow.
He said, you got two options. Sit here and feel sorry for yourself, or have a rest, get back out there and win the game for us, or help win the game for us. I said, I'll take the latter. So I'm sitting there, it's the longest 10 minutes of my life. Every time I hear a cheer, I'm thinking, oh, they've scored, and I'm going to come out, and we're going to be 12 points behind.
No television in there? You can watch it?
No.
Mate.
No. And so I come out, and now that I've watched it back a couple of times, the game,
Every week.
every Thursday night, I realised that they didn't get out of their own half when I was off.
The boys.
Our blokes like Roy Simmons and Paul Clark and Paul Dunn and Barry Walker, Cole Vandervoort, John Cartwright, they tackled their asses off.
Wow.
And when I come out of the race fresh with about 20 minutes to go, they went, here we go.
And you come on and finish the game really strongly, yeah?
Well, I had to.
Yeah.
I had to. You can't do that in the grand final and not make up for it in some way, shape or form. So, yeah, I remember I come straight back on the field, and about 2 minutes later, we had this move called North Sydney, and I'd forgotten it. I was at, because the moves at training for the forwards, they just drift off.
Yeah.
The backs were going, you got to run these lines. We're going, just give me the ball, And North Sydney was caught. I went, oh man, what if I got to go for that? So anyway, I was caught in the middle of the field when I was supposed to be somewhere else. So I got the ball, and as I was falling on the ground, I heard Freddie call MG, and I throw the ball. One of the best balls I've ever thrown in my life.
Wow.
Well, you couldn't have wrote a better script.
Just a spontaneous.
And he's passed to Brady Zard, who scored on the post, so it's back to 12-all within 3 minutes of me coming back on the field. And our blokes just were brilliant. Like, we peppered their line for about 10 minutes.
Yep.
Mal Meninga saved 5 tries on his own.
He was good.
Yeah, he was great. Yeah. But then we finally, Brady kicked the field goal, so we're winning 13-12. And then about 3 minutes to go, the late, great Scotty Gale, I saw he was going to do a short dropout. And I said, okay, well, I'll dive on it. So as I started running towards the ball, I went, oh, shit, if I time this right, this is what I'm going through my head, this is going to bounce right in my hands, because it's like rolling, it's going to bounce, bang. So I didn't stop running. I accelerated even more and went quicker, and the ball got to me right in my chest, like it was perfectly kicked. And I thought, here we go, I'm going to score a try in the grand final. I just beat Simbin, and Mal Meninga's back there waiting for me. So he tackled me around the legs, and then I hear, MG, and Simo was outside me and passed to him. He dived in the corner, and that scream right there that I screamed, I did something to my throat because I couldn't speak for 2 weeks after it.
Really?
Like, it was just that much ecstasy that I've never felt that rush before. I've never felt it in my life.
Massive roller coaster of emotions.
Just that winning the comp, it's so hard to do.
Yeah.
We've done it for the first time in Penrith's history. It was such an event.
Against the awesome team too.
And Royce scored a double. And
he was magnificent. And I know Bradley Clyde had a good game, but you can't say that Royce wasn't the best player on the field. His last game, you get 2 tries and you tackle your ass off, and some player from the other team gets the man of the match, Clive Churchill.
Yeah.
I never understood that. My way of thinking is, if he had such a good game, why'd they win?
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
same as all grand finals that Jack Whiten for last year against the other Roosters.
Cherry Evans.
Yeah.
Brad Mackay in '92. If they're so good in that game, they should have won.
Yeah, it should be. I think it should go to the winning team.
Yeah. Anyway, it's another story for another day. But I just think it takes a bit of gloss off the team that win.
Yeah.
And speaking of Royce, he got you back to Penrith, is that right? And then, was he your last coach?
He was.
Yeah. Did he, you spoke to him about retiring, or how did your retirement go?
Well, no, I didn't. I didn't know I was going to retire. So when I heard the Western Reds were folding, most of our team went to Melbourne. And I rang Melbourne, they didn't want me. I wouldn't have wanted me either at that stage.
Yeah.
So I rang Simo, and he said, well, because Super League was still paying our wage, so Penrith didn't have to, he said, yep, come back. You've got a lot of bridges to rebuild because you burned a lot of them. And I said, yeah, well, I've already started doing that. For a start, I'm doing this to you because we hadn't spoken to each other for years.
Really?
Not out of any fallout, just that after 92, I'd gone this way and most of the other boys went the other way. So come back and, it was great. I loved the 3 years back here. the kids had started school, preschool and stuff. They started to get their own, back around family. It was good. It was great. 3 of my better years, because then I was kind of like the senior player.
Yeah.
And they put me in a group with Tony Portour, Frank Portour, Reece Wesser, and Lee Hopkins, and I was training them guys. And I'm thinking, oh, this is good being a mentor, because now I am one.
Yeah.
And I love doing it.
You couldn't be there at 25.
No.
You got to be. It's 30 plus.
Yeah.
How did you come to the decision to retire then?
I remember I played 2000, and I had 1 more year to go on my contract. And Simo, it was 2 days before pre-season started. Training was about to start, so I've been doing my own stuff, going for runs and stuff. And Simo said, "Can you come and meet with me?" I said, "Yep." So I went in to meet with him, and he had two TVs set up. I remember it sitting here like this, and he had 2 TVs, one on the left, one on the right. On the left-hand side, he pressed play. He said, "This is you here, at your prime." And he said, "This here is you, the last 3 games, a bit of a montage." I said, "Why is this one slow? It's on slow or something?" He goes, "No, that's how you look on the field." I said, "Really?" He said, "Mate, don't do it. What are you playing it again for?" I said, "Because I need the money."
Yeah.
He said, "Well, that's when you stop. Because as soon as you're playing for money, that's when you get hurt."
Yeah.
So I said, "Yeah, you're right." I said, I didn't want to do another pre-season anyway. I couldn't. But he helped me. I would have played.
Yeah.
For all the wrong reasons, and maybe hurt myself bad, because I wasn't, I was 32. I was coming off the bench every game.
Yeah.
I was playing limited minutes. So, yeah, my time was up.
Leading into that, guys, one of the reasons why we started this is mental health. And your next bit would be the transition going from professional to the workforce or whatever you had. But if I could ask Logan, going back to the part A of the podcast, was there any mental challenges, or you know what I mean? We're going to touch on your dad going transitioning, mental health back then. I know it wasn't spoken about.
It was taboo.
Yeah, how can you explain anything you were going through?
Yeah, it was definitely mental hurdles that you had to, especially for me, with the name. Even though I didn't really care about it in the end, you'd still get it was just more so I didn't really want to socialise, come up with people that I hadn't seen in a while. You're still playing footy, or why not? You see the disappointment in their face when you tell them you're not playing anymore. So that's even.
And they ask the questions why.
I don't want to go through that with every single person.
Were you avoiding people? Were you trying
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Because you wanted to move on, or
I didn't want to have that conversation all the time.
Yeah.
That same convo. No, I'm not playing anymore. Why not?
And it's harder at a young age, eh? When you're 35, you almost when you're 30, you go, all right, in 5 years' time, this is going to happen to me. But not when you're 20.
Yeah, when
21.
you're 22, 23, and this you're only young. Keep doing it. I haven't seen you in 2 or 3 years. Tell me,
you weren't there back then.
Yeah.
And MG, we spoke to Thwaitie about this. Obviously, he was a Socceroo and whatever else, and he did say to us, he goes, "One day you're a footy player or a footballer, and the next day you're just not soccer.
Soccer player.
And the next day you're not." And Seva's spoken about the same thing as well. Was that hard from you going from a professional rugby league player with a turn up here 9 o'clock, finish here at 3, you've been fed, you've done all that, and then nothing?
Yeah, it was hard. I had nothing to go to, so I didn't get depressed, but I got anxious. I had 3 kids at the stage, and I'd gone. Luckily, I had a good support network, and Penrith's a really close-knit community. So one of their ex-players, who's now I think still a sponsor, Luz Devenovic, he had a clothing company in Penrith called Scats Sportswear. So I rang him up and said, "Is there any work going?" He said, "Yeah." He said, he gave me a car, and basically I had to drive around to schools and cold call, saying, "Do you want any sporting gear for your kids and stuff?" and then put orders in. So I went from $450,000 a year down to $750 a week.
Yeah, right.
With a family.
With a family and a mortgage, and shit was real. So I made it I made it like a pact to myself. Whatever comes your way, just don't say no. No matter what it is. So,
is this a bit of advice you're giving out too because it's worked for you?
Well, if you take it, if you want to take this as advice, take it. But I just didn't say no to anything. Mainly in the media, I remember the second week I was retired. C91.3 in Campbelltown rang me up and said, do you want to do Fridays and Mondays crosses to us?
Yeah.
I said, what, just in the car? And he goes, yeah, just in the car. And so that turned into my own show down there on a Saturday. I'd done all the AMs, 2GB, 2UE, 2SM, ABC radio as commentator.
Yep.
Then I was with Talking Sport for a few years on 2SM. Then I started work with Triple M in about 2007, doing Dead Set Legends on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And then 2 years later, I saw that they were doing auditions for this new breakfast show. And I'm wondering why they didn't ring me. I'm in their stable and I wasn't getting any calls or anything from... So I was at 2SM one day and I'm going through all my messages on my phone, voice messages I had time. And I saw I had 6 voice messages that I hadn't activated.
Oh.
And one of them was from Jamie Angel, the boss at Triple M from 10 days ago.
Prior.
10 days prior to me listening to
It
it.
was hanging on your phone.
Yes. And he said, MG, Jamie, give me a buzz when you can. So I rang back straight away. I said, Jamie, what was it? I've just seen a message from you 10 days ago.
Yeah.
He goes, I thought you might have been brushing me. I said, no, what's this for? He said, I want you to audition for the breakfast show. I said, when? He goes, tomorrow morning. I said, I'm there. So I went in at 10:30 with Gus Wallen and Stuart McGill.
Yeah, that's start off McGill.
They were in the studio doing demos. They had about 30 people come through. No one fit them.
So it was their show, was it? Gus and Stuart McGill?
And they were looking for the third
And they were
wheel.
looking for the third. Yep.
Yes. And Byron Cook was the anchor.
Yep.
So it wasn't Pagey?
No, Byron Cook, who's
wow.
now down in Melbourne with Fox FM or something.
Yeah.
So they spoke. I did 2 breaks with them. They all come in. The powers that be were out the window watching and listening. And then Stuart, Gus and Byron all had a meeting with these guys and they come out and said, do you want to 3-year deal?
Wow.
In 10 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
How good.
Because I just loved it. Breakfast radio was something that I'd never thought about doing. Never thought about it. And until I started doing it, then you're up at 3:20 in the morning.
Yeah.
Had 5 cups of coffee before you even start because you've got to be up.
Yeah,
You've got to be
yeah,
up at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
That's when the crowd's up.
You got to
the
be
audience
on
is
that,
up.
Yeah.
So even if you're not, you got to leave that shit behind. If you don't feel like doing it because you've got to be up, and the coffee's the only thing that got you up that time in the morning. So I know my cholesterol went through the roof.
Yeah.
Because I was having literally 5 cups of coffee. I'd get one at the Quicks on Northern Road, then I'd get one on the
Parramatta Road.
little.
Yeah, drive-through one.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, the one on the left near the car wash.
Yes.
The Sunrise.
Yeah.
I know that one near the car
I know
wash.
before that.
Yeah.
Before that. And then I'd get to work and I'd meet Gus Wallen for coffee. There's 3. And then I'd have one before the show started. At our meeting, we'd have a meeting at 5:30.
Pie face.
The pie face.
I heard about the famous place.
Yeah, with the cheese sticks.
Cheese sticks.
Oh. And then just as the show starts, the producer brings more coffee and there's 5 cups of coffee
Buzzing.
a day. So I'd be driving home, I'd be going, whoa, I'd have the shakes.
Wow.
The 10 o'clock driving back to Penrith.
Did you ever tune in, Logs? Or you couldn't?
Yeah,
No,
I loved it.
Were you? No?
He wouldn't tune in.
Nah,
You were asleep
He
there.
was
Huh?
listening to Edge or something.
Edge.
nah. I'd get told like
I was
everyone
going to
always
say,
say,
you'd get told, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Oh, you
what
get
about is this true? Your dad? Oh, fuck, I don't know.
I talk some shit.
Yeah.
And Megs would always go, babe, 8 people said to me today, what'd you say that for? That's private.
What about Deb from Penrith?
Yeah, hello, Foxtel remote.
Good on Deb from Penrith.
Yeah, and Poppy Geyer.
She's still around.
Yeah.
Poppy Guy.
Poppy Geyer, Lithgow Joe. Hello,
Joe.
boy. How you going, boy?
Do you we've got that written down to talk about. Do you miss those days of Triple M? Because Seva and I were talking about it the other day, and there's still people that come to us since they knew you were coming on and ask MG about the Triple M grill team. We still miss.
Oh, I loved it.
We still miss them all.
I loved it. For the time that we were together, it was the planets were aligned. It was just.
And the 3 of us in the end, Matty Johns,
Oh,
Gus,
great mates.
and Pagey anchoring.
Yeah,
right?
great. Page, he's fantastic.
Yeah.
Sick. It's his birthday yesterday, so Pagey, happy birthday, mate. I sent him a text. It's the planets were aligned. We had Gus and me born on the same day, same year. Brought Matty in, who's just a comedy, so smart and an intellect on many things. Reads a lot of books. And Pagey, who'd done a lot of writing for Matty, and Matty done the writing vice versa, and then Matty did the voices.
Yeah.
And we get paid to laugh. really. That's how I looked at it.
Some of the trips you guys went on as well.
Oh, Hawaii and
Hawaii,
went to Turkey.
New York.
Gallipoli, New York.
Gallipoli.
Yeah, went there for the 100th year anniversary.
2015 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was awesome. So, yeah, look, that was a time of my life where the kids would come down, they'd have a big day. Like when I'd say, come and work with me tomorrow,
Yeah.
they'd come down, we'd go to Pie Face.
You went in on that, yeah?
Yeah, I think
Get hot chocolate.
I went in. I went in a couple of times when I was going on a footy trip away to the Gold Coast, and Dad'd go in there. Like I'd go in to work with him, and then
an airport.
just get a cab to the airport. I remember
Yeah?
being on there once in the morning, giving it to me about what was going to happen in the trip away, and it was good.
Did you ever want to get involved or anything in radio or not?
Nah.
No, you don't. No?
Nah.
Nothing?
Oh, like I never thought about it really.
Yeah?
Nah.
I did
Maybe
it right.
podcast.
I mean, it's the best medium because
my
you don't have to dress up. Like, look at us. This is how I'd work this to radio.
Yeah.
You know, and now with the rush hour, it's it's great.
Are you
An hour a
enjoying
night.
the rush hour now?
I love it.
Different time
Yeah, I
slot?
love it. It was right because I was sick of getting up at that time in the morning. I needed something different.
Yeah.
I just couldn't. I couldn't put up with it. I couldn't keep going. You know, I wanted to open a gym about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So that was always in the back of my mind. And one of the reasons I wanted to go from breakfast radio was to open a gym, which ended up happening last year. So 2 years after it, but that was a great time of our lives.
Where do you guys want to take the gym in aspects of? Look, it's turned into something. It's a movement, eh? Like
Yeah.
my family, you guys have enriched or the whole Geyer family. If I can speak for myself, like my girls absolutely love going in there, and you've enriched our lives in that. And where do you want to take the gym? What's the next step? Like,
Well, as saying that, as everyone who has become a member have made our lives, enriched our lives as well. Well, I first had the idea because we've always had a gym at home. You know, when I retired, we'd put a spare room and put weights in there and a treadmill, and then I said, you know, I'd love one day own a gym. You know, that's what I really want to do. So we actually pulled the trigger and said, let's do this.
Happened all pretty fast, eh?
Yeah. I made a gym at home for 7 or 8 blokes to come over my house daily, just train, then we'd walk the dogs, and so I thought when we opened the gym up, we'd have a lot of blokes would come.
yeah,
But now here we are 12 months on from doing that, and we've got 68% of our members are women.
females.
Yep.
So we've got as you know, no mirrors, no expectations, and as you say, it's a movement because people. I've been to a lot of gyms, and no one's like ours. There is none like ours. Ours is like a club.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's more of a club.
Because people just put their keys in their locker and they come, they train their ass off for 40 minutes and they go home.
yeah.
They're done. Everyone who's come to the gym has just been so good, so
I
nice.
don't think anyone's left.
No, it's like a footy team.
Yeah.
It's literally...
It's
like
a dressing room,
it's
isn't
like
it?
a dressing room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And the thing I love about it is like this, how you used to have met.
Yeah.
With all the relationships that have happened through the gym, through like Logs.
Yeah.
Logs he's met his girlfriend in the gym. You know, it's
Hey, Claire.
How you going, Claire?
hi Claire.
Well done, Claire.
Rhino and Courtney and
Yep.
like it's
What was that today? You said he's punching.
Oh, mate.
yeah, wow.
Look at his head.
What was that?
Look at his head. Fair dinkum. Claire, congratulations. I don't know
How do you put up with him?
Oh, fair dinkum.
No, but you're right.
Her family, she's beautiful. Her family are beautiful.
Yeah.
The friendships we've made at the gym are us.
Yeah.
Then we see other people who go to lunch with the people they've met and have dinner with their. That's what it was all
why we
about.
did it.
Yeah.
We wanted people to feel what we felt every day.
And obviously it's tough, I guess, working out of each other's pockets as well. Like, you're up at 4 o'clock in the morning, right? No one wants to be doing that.
And you're both there every day, so don't
Yeah.
it's not a misconception where it's a name.
No.
You're both there.
Yeah, we're there every morning.
all the time.
Yep.
We just had at a class because of the numbers. So we're now 4:40,
Yep.
5:30, 6:30.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Dan's first question. Where do we want to go?
Yeah.
Like that relates
what are you
back to that.
thinking?
So our goal last year was like even with COVID stopped a lot of momentum that we had just before
Yep.
that. But we wanted 150 members by the end of last year, and I think we hit that just as we hit that just as the year stopped, and then we had a few drop out. Maybe got down to about 135 ish.
Yeah, a lot of people have they cancel their membership.
Okay.
Or they put it on hold.
Just not knowing with COVID and stuff. Or?
Yeah.
Oh, that was in the new year. Just I think that had happened with just after Christmas and
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
like
People do different stuff.
Yeah.
and holidays.
Yeah.
Holidays and
Especially with COVID, they want to get out,
get away.
buzz off.
Yeah. And then we wanted. So this year we said, we had 150. We got down to 130. We said maybe 200 by the end of this year. We'd like to have 200 members, and we've pretty much hit that now.
And it's only April.
Yep.
Is it April?
March.
Yeah. March.
March.
So what? The next goal is 250. Has to be.
Well, I think 300 will cap it.
300 is the cap.
And that's every class full. At
That's
300.
every class full, and that's probably adding another one, the Arvo
That's
as
a
well.
midday class. That's another Arvo class.
Yeah, okay.
And,
Yeah.
It'll get there.
Oh, I've got no doubt.
What happens if it goes past 300?
We can't.
Well, we
we can't
can't.
cap it.
Another venue?
It's kind of like then it's got an exclusive club type thing. You got to wait till someone
Drops out.
to for you to get in. Hopefully that works. But we couldn't. I don't think we could replicate what we've got.
Yeah.
And I don't want to risk that.
No.
Like we've never been in it for the money. We don't
Nah.
franchises and that. We just wanted to. We wanted this to be our lifestyle.
And it's close to home too.
It's a minute from home.
Minute,
A minute, literally.
And what like maybe one day no radio, just leave a legacy for the family.
Oh, yeah.
Because you got Montana in there.
Yeah, Montana's there now, and her and Logs are both finishing off their Cert 4s as we speak. So that'll add the personal training aspect to the gym.
Yep.
People who don't want to be training with other people and partners, they can come with their own through their own.
classes.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a lifestyle for us, and as you said prior, we each night we sit around the kitchen table talking about it, writing programs,
Yeah.
and talking about members who have done something special that day.
Yep.
We're about to do a thing now. We're going to do the members of the month.
Yep.
Each week we'll put our names. We'll nominate myself, Logs, and Montana, who we thought
Just
was.
a heads up, you won't be getting nominated, Matthew.
Somehow they're going to lose your photo.
Oh, hey, I will. I'll nominate you, mate.
Thanks, mate.
No worries, buddy.
So Logan has the final say.
I see you on them shuttles. You are flying.
I'm fast as, huh?
Yeah. Take him on.
Please.
So you've always got exciting things happening.
Yes,
Keep it
always.
fresh.
Well, at the moment,
12-week
the
challenge.
12-week challenge we're involved at the moment. So lucky this is only water in here. It's nice, isn't it?
That's going awesome, isn't it?
Pale James. Ooh,
Yeah.
it's awesome. A bit of mango in it.
Oh, that's nice. Thanks, Rusty.
Thanks, Rusty Penny, again.
Yeah.
Look, the gym, again, Seva, what Seva said, you have changed a lot of people's lives in the gym, and they're all hanging around and they all enjoy it.
Yep.
Well, that's the
what
main
we
thing.
wanted.
You can't kick them out of there after the class. So it's like a chat and everyone's going off. Where are you going?
That's why the first week we had the new timetable. We kind of had it. What did we have? 4.
We had 40 minutes in. We had 4:45, 5:15, and 6.
So no one had a chance to mingle after this class. They were going, well, fuck, this has changed.
Yeah.
I said, we'll fix that. So we made it. So now that people can have their workout, talk to their mates,
Have a chat.
and more importantly, get there earlier and talk to their mates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's the club aspect of it. You know, the friendship's made, and this is the first baby of it, the podcast.
Oh,
Yeah, are we having an end of challenge party?
Oh,
an end of challenge party.
end of challenge party. We've got to celebrate. don't we?
Yeah, have to.
12 weeks of being a monk.
At the Hetrix.
Yeah.
At least we'll have it at ours. All right,
Are you allowed home yet?
Here, he's got his little phone out. What
Oh, here he goes.
now, we've...
What do you got to text me?
You know how we did story time with MG?
Yeah.
Right, and MG, we really appreciate
Mate,
that.
it's my pleasure.
You spoke from the heart.
Another one, dude. There's a 7%
Yeah,
of it.
maybe give another one to Logan because
he'll need it.
he's,
Yeah, that'll put hairs in your chest.
We went and asked a couple of people. We went and asked a couple of people
There's a snitch in the guy family.
some
eh?
stories about Logan. Now, my biggest concern is there is a snitch somewhere along this.
Yeah, we know who the stitch is. Don't we, Montana?
Yeah.
Montana.
Don't we, Montana?
We now understand how the gym has been named
Yeah.
MG Activ.
MG Activ.
After Montana. Now, Logs, I want you to tell me a couple of things here. All right? Please.
Go on.
All right. Tell me about the time you tried to impress a girl bartender at the Crossroads, tried to buy 11 Coronas, and your card declined.
Is that true?
I don't think I was trying to impress her. I think I was just trying to buy beers for the boys.
No, you were, mate. You were.
Come on, mate.
That was a long time
Yeah,
ago.
that's the day you put half a bottle of aftershave on. Walked out smelling like a cat.
Issey Miyake was woman's perfume, was it?
All right, now tell me about the time you took your mum's half-empty bottle of perfume, which was shaped like a naked woman to school.
Yeah, I was 8 years old.
It was in year 12.
8 years old, and they were doing
It smelled like a flower.
they were doing a Mother's Day stall, and you had to bring something in, and I don't know, for some reason I just lost the note and didn't want Mum to get mad at me for being so late with it, because the Mother's Day stall was the next day. So I just had a look around the bathroom and had a look at her perfume, and there was a naked lady with as a perfume bottle that was like had that much left in it. So I just took that in and put it on the Mother's Day stall.
We tried to sell it.
Yeah, tried to sell it.
It's still there.
In year 2.
It's still there. Now, Montana's... I'll give Montana. She really struggled with this, right? So she was good to you, mate, because she said, I don't really have. But she did send one through about how you got the time in high school when you got daxed at ice skating
That's probably the worst one.
in front of everyone.
Yeah, that's probably the worst one.
How old were you?
Yeah. I would have been in year 8 or 9. So, I did ice skating for a social sport on a Thursday. You go down there and there's 9 or 10 other schools there, and me being at St Dom's or boys' school, you don't really socialise with girls much or see girls much. So, I did it as a social thing, and I'm I just wanted, so I did it as a social thing, and I'm standing there ice skating. I had footy mates from McCarthy, and I was, I was talking to, a group of girls standing there, and had my hands in my jacket because I was so cold. And as you can imagine, every part of your body's cold. It's ice skating.
Well, it was the middle of February, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm standing there and ice skating, talking to these girls, shy kid, year 8 or 9, and my mate comes back behind me and pants me, but my undies have gone down as well.
Shut up.
So I've struggled, gone to pull them down, fell over and bare ass in the air in this ice skating rink. That's the worst. Yeah, that's the worst.
So, on the snow, didn't have time to warm it up either.
Has anything changed, Claire? Or?
Nah.
MG, can you talk us through Sunday night, man? And does it still happen?
Yeah, what is it? Let the people
Sunday
know.
night, man, is when I have a few drinks on a Sunday, usually wine, and then put a mask on. And the kids start out in Logan's room, which is the front of the house, and I turn all the lights off and make it pitch black. And I'm hiding somewhere in the house. They've got to get through to my room at the other end of the house.
It's just long. Like it's
At the other end of the
have to
house.
go through it. Like
The whole house to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's about 15, 20 metres, but pitch black. And I'm hiding somewhere with a mask on. But they don't.
You got to catch them.
And as soon as I grab them, they're out
out.
with me.
Wow.
So you can hear everyone's just going, "Where the fuck is he? Where is he?"
When they're hiding up against the wall.
Everyone,
I'm there.
we're all walking
Everyone's going-
together like that.
Everyone's
like pushing each
grabbing.
other.
I'm there going, listening to them, like laughing at them, and we done it last in lockdown, didn't we?
Yeah, we did it in lockdown. That's the last time we've done
That's
it.
the last time we've done it.
Nah.
It's a reason.
It used to be when we were
Yeah, it was,
younger.
when they were younger, it was a ritual.
Yeah.
It was a Sunday night ritual. Sunday night, man, and then they grew its own life on radio.
Yeah.
That everyone started.
We're
going to do a big.
That's
We're
the
going
most thing I get asked about from Grill Team is
Sunday
Sunday
night,
night, man. Yeah.
How come you guys didn't? I've thought about this because in lockdown, you guys were probably the one of the most followed families out there.
Yeah.
Podcast never happened.
No.
Think of it.
Nah.
Didn't think of
I
it.
asked Kennedy the other day, your other
We should have.
and she's like, "Wow, we should have done that."
Our life was. I thought, you know what, we've got to find a way to make sure that these good times are remembered.
Yeah.
And so when you film them, well, you got them forever on stories that come back each year, and it's good a memory to see on your. I think this happened 12 months ago.
Yeah.
So this time last year, we were about to go in lockdown.
Yep.
That's right. Yeah.
A week away from being lockdown.
Have you got a favourite? Have you got a favourite
Each
child?
week, it changes each week.
Changes, yeah.
It's usually Kennedy.
Straight off the top.
It was Rack for a long time, and now she's 13. She's a new kid, different kid. 13 going on 30.
Yeah.
As you would know, kids get older and they change. And no, they're all They were brilliant
They were
kids.
good.
They were perfect. They're never a
Is
favourite.
there a favourite in your household, Matthew? I could imagine it's not you.
It's definitely not me. My kids, the favourites
Huey.
of mine change every 10
Haven.
minutes.
Haven.
They all change. I'll
Yeah.
go home and there'll be a new one. Trust me. I'll ring Lisa on the way home. And
Yeah, it was.
someone would have played up today for sure. So we'll change who the favourite is. But boys, look, thanks for coming in. This podcast did start in the gym and it's now.
Yeah, just to give a bit of background on that, you guys were there half an hour early all the time, and then trained together, talking about it. Then after it, you were still there when the other class was starting.
I actually remember when they first met. That was
Do you remember it? I don't.
Yeah, because I always thought, surely they've got to know each other, or like I knew
I
both,
thought NRL boys
both
did.
soccer but then
And how tough I look.
Yeah.
but then I put you were together in a boxing class, and that's when it started. And I
Well,
remember
yeah,
you did
you
not
both went the same like that.
yeah,
Oh, that's probably really.
did not shut up the whole session.
I said, boys, try it the other way. Stop knocking on the door.
Is that what?
Yeah, boxing.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
Wow.
boxing on a Thursday Arvo.
Well, that's where this started. Like honestly, like
Yeah.
we were saying before, like your gym has created so many.
Yeah, it's
friendships.
created a lot of friendships and
a
different
lot of
stuff
things that
throughout
happen.
it.
Yeah.
So, boys, thanks for coming in.
That was awesome. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, boys.
That,
Yeah,
that
it's great.
finishes part B. So again, thank you to our wonderful sponsors, Mate. For any of your NBN and mobile phone needs, visit letsbemates.com.au. MG Activ, come down and see the wonderful boys and what they're doing down there.
Where are you
Seva
at, boys?
in shape again.
51
51 York Road, right across the road from Jamison Park,
South Penrith.
South
South
Penrith.
Penrith.
The planning station, mate, for any of your party needs, any organisation you need, these boys will tell you, mate,
the
the
best.
best in the business.
Definitely.
DS Tipping and Excavations, again,
Yeah.
any of your excavation needs and any turf load.
Best lay in Penrith.
The best lay in Penrith. Little Paper Boat Supply Company, again, for any of your logo beanies. The boys at MG
the beanies.
Activ have got the beanies.
Yep.
Rusty Penny Brewing, who keep us hydrated on the podcast, and pretty good beer, eh?
Great beer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great, good bunch of blokes too.
And Jeff Lambert, again, keeping this podcast, making us look good again. So visit jefflambert.com.au for any of your videography or photography needs, or live streaming as well. So, boys, thank you very much, and we'll see you in the gym.
Cheers,
Hello,
guys.
Seva.
guys.
Thank you, boys.
Thanks, boys.
See you guys.
Thanks, Seva.
Thank you.